crypto. Known about it for a very long time, but got in probably end of 2017. Uh, just got into the CNFT space about 6 months ago.
Yeah, I've been in crypto since about 2019. I fell in love with ADA when I heard Charles Hoskinson speak, and I've been in CNFT since last November. So yeah, I'm enthusiastic about CNFT and ADA. So
Sweet. So let's start kind of with the beginning. Like, how did you guys meet up?
I found this project through Twitter, and I've modded for the Ape Society and World of Cardano. So I fell in love with the art right away, and I thought, hey man, this is a project I want to be a part of, and I thought I could contribute to the team in some way. So I DM'd Marcus, the other founder, and yeah, he added me as a mod, and yeah, it's been a match made in heaven ever since.
Right, and I just wanted to add, yeah, Marcus is not with us tonight, but yeah, yeah, we came across Goalie. He's been a great addition to the team. Um, Marcus and I work together in real life. Um, we talked crypto for a very long time, and then we started talking about NFTs and thinking about getting into that community. And then one day he approached me and said, "Hey, like, I'm thinking about making our own NFT." And I'm like, "All right, let's see it."
Sold.
And yeah, yeah, I was like, "I'll help you out, man. I'll do what I can." So we went from there.
So, how did you decide on, well, so, like the subject of the NFT and sort of like obviously seagulls isn't the usual ape type animal type
I'm sorry,
thing.
did I may have cut out.
So how did you decide on seagulls?
Got it. Yeah, so Marcus and I, we live in Southern California, Orange County area. We grew up by the beaches. Marcus was a big surfer growing up. He was very passionate about it. And where there's beaches, there's typically seagulls. The seagulls are very, their behavior is very mischievous at times, where you leave your stuff out, you go into the water, especially if there's food, you're gonna come back to a huge mess, and all the food's gonna be gone because of those damn salty seagulls. So
So how did you go about getting the artwork together? Because obviously, like, there's a lot more going on than just the artwork here, but the artwork is itself is actually quite impressive and stands alone aside from everything else.
yeah, thank you. I completely agree. Our first few runs with artists that we were kind of looking for went disastrous. We kind of did the Fiverr route initially, and I suggest, everyone knows this, but
Yeah.
don't ever go Fiverr. Um, we had some really funny looking seagulls that were given to us, and we were just like, no, that's not going to work for us. Um, However, Marcus used to have his own business where he used to take people on tours, hiking areas in these local California areas. Um, so in doing so, he had someone build his website, and his name is Anthony. And Anthony is our artist. Um, he lost connections with him for a while, and then after obviously realizing we had some pretty terrible art through Fiverr, he popped into his head, Marcus's head, and Marcus contacted him, and he was all game from that moment on.
Nice. I mean, so how long did that process take?
Hmm. Probably like to do the art or like
Yeah, well, like
find the artist.
to like once you've decided that this is like the guy you're going for, like how long did it take you to choose your traits and then obviously
Oh yeah,
all got to be drawn and everything like that as well.
yeah. Anthony's done just an amazing job. He's been hand drawing a lot of these, sketching them out, sending them to us, and we're just checking them out and approving as we go. Um, It's probably took about 3.5 months, I would say. We have 180 traits.
Jesus, that's sorry, but yeah,
And
that's a
he's
lot.
yeah, and he's worked his ass off, but he's worked quickly and thoroughly, and it's just every time he sends us something, we're just like, oh my god, it's like opening a present every time.
So, how did you go about choosing the different traits?
Yeah, I mean, like most NFTs, you'll see there's like a common theme, a lot of repetitive traits. You'll see cigars and all that junk. Um, we pretty much went the route that most projects went. Personally, like I love like the kind of like the trippy colors. So the background on my profile picture, the main one, was something like I really wanted to be done, and Anthony came up with that, and I was like, "That's great, that's perfect." So, there's several traits that we just kind of wanted to make sure we covered, and just went from there. And Anthony did a great job executing those.
Nice.
Yeah, there seems to be a few traits that are kind of common theme throughout all blockchains and different projects that almost seem to be necessities, but it's also about these projects that start to find sort of their own attributes that kind of go and work together.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, like everything looks like really cohesive and it fits together and it looks right, if that makes sense. Like,
Yeah, I mean, and it's not like we haven't hit any speed bumps on the way. Like, there's been some layering issues here and there that we fixed, but, and some stuff we scrapped. So, you know,
yeah, I mean, I'll bet. So, moving on towards some of the other stuff, I mean, like when I first looked at it, sort of like I kind of had like that DAO word pop into my mind, though it does look like you've intentionally stayed away from using that. Do you want to tell us a bit more about the idea of like creating the business and how everything like that's going to work?
yeah. So I'm not sure if I understood your question like clearly. Could you
Oh,
restate that?
so yeah, like obviously we have the art, but then there's everything behind that, and it's looking like you were looking to create a business,
Yes,
which would
absolutely.
then feed back into the community and support other goals and ideals that you all have.
Yeah. So I think one of the things that sets us apart from most projects is uh, the the ability of incorporating our community to make a lot of the decisions moving forward after the mint. We have several different routes and proposals we are going to present to the community, and these people obviously have to be holders to. Sorry about that. My son just walked in. Um, so the community is going to be making the decisions as far as which route we go with the proposals we've given. One of our favorite ones we have written up is a real estate route, um, possibly purchasing land, building on land, purchasing a home that is already furnished to Airbnb, um, buying and flipping a home. Several different routes we could go with the real estate option. Um, our business plans is to do 75% of like the mints, the royalties, business revenue is to go to the treasury
Yeah,
and that's kind of like that's one of the proposals we got on. We have other ones like DeFi, possibly metaverse. Um, so we do have options that we are looking into, and we have already started proposals on. And yeah, we're excited about it.
so
As well, the community will be able to, sorry, but just as well, the community will also have the ability to put forth proposals and then the community can vote on to see if that's something that the community wants to approach.
Absolutely.
That's cool. So you know, as much as you've got some ideas, it's still a fairly fluid thing as far as everything goes.
Correct.
So I mean, I was reading through the website and stuff like that, and it was looking like you were looking to run this through smart contracts.
Yeah, honestly, yes, that is the most seamless way. I mean, not seamless, but just the most secure way to do it, to ensure that everyone has a piece of that and that no one person may be holding on to everything. Um, However, we're still in the process of going. Like, if we do the real estate route, we are still in the process of talking with lawyers currently and ensuring that we are doing this the right way so that it's secure for everybody.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of legal things that crop up, you know, especially when you know, with either real estate or anything else like that, because obviously taxes and
Yes,
companies and where you're going to be registered and all this sort of shit.
yeah, and we do have a registered business, an LLC, in Delaware, that we've already started that process on. And like I said, it is going to be a complicated route, but innovation does have, you got to go through those hoops sometimes to be innovating something new.
So with those hoops, what's the biggest hoop that you've had to jump through so far?
As far as the project as a whole, or
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, getting to this stage, I mean, you know, people think it's a walk in the park, but you know, there's
oh
already
man,
a huge amount of work gone into it and money invested and everything like that.
yeah, absolutely. We've had to pay sizable lawyer fees and artist fees, all that kind of stuff. Um, but those were all kind of expected costs. We budgeted that. We've already looked into that. We discussed it ahead of time and kind of figured that all out. Um, Honestly, the biggest hoop I would say is just for me and Marcus balancing, and the team, balancing our personal lives with this project. And I could honestly say I did not expect this amount of work going into it, and it's been quite the journey. It's very exciting. Um, it's kind of like it's like our baby, and
Yeah,
we are definitely trying to nurture it and grow this community as much as possible and be as successful as possible.
I mean, quite reasonable things there. Um, so, are you guys now full time on Salty Seagulls, or are you still working your day jobs, or how's that all working?
Yeah, I can't quit my day job. So I'm literally working probably like 80 hours a week, if I'm gonna, you know, put it all out there. I'm
Yeah,
I'm I'm definitely working my ass off here. And the little bit of free time I do have, which is very little, I spend, with my family.
yeah.
I just went out to the father-daughter dance at my daughter's elementary school last night. It was a good little time, and she really had a good time. So finding that balance has obviously been the most challenging part for us.
Yeah, I mean, especially where you know community expectations are that you're available 24/7, 365 days a year, and everything like that. And obviously, that's just not sustainable.
Yeah, crypto does not sleep.
No, sorry. So, how how soon do you expect things to start moving after the mint next week?
Yeah, that's a great question. We do have the proposals kind of good to go as far as initial proposals. We are going to have to set up a way to vote and have members of our community also make the proposals. We're going to be doing that through our website. Um, How soon? I mean, I can't give you like an exact
No,
time
no.
because who knows what can happen. But immediately after Mint, we're gonna start working on getting all those going. So I'm guessing the voting and all that would start within like a week or two.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's pretty
I
quick.
think we got to get the votes going first, and then depending on the direction that's voted on, that can obviously change how quickly things either get started, how things are quickly implemented. So, yeah.
Definitely.
So I have to excuse me if I'm a little slow this evening. It's a little late here. Um,
No
yeah, sorry.
worries.
So how have you found sort of like obviously we were just saying earlier about how quote unquote rabid the community is. How did you go about building that up? Because obviously, you've kind of exploded, to be honest, from my perspective. It's like, that there's 1 minute, everything's nice and, ticking along, and then all of a minute, seagulls, seagulls, seagulls everywhere.
I, I am just as shocked as you are. Our first 600 members, I remember, were like came in over like the course of 2 days. And when that happened, the next day at work, because I work with Marcus, next day at work, like I run over to him, like, dude, we did it, man. We have 600 people in our Discord. Like, we made it. And at that point, I was like, man, we can do this. Like, I see other Discords and how big they are. I'm like, well, okay, what are they doing? And I'm in so many Discords, and I started just kind of chatting up with people in different Discords, kind of just like telling people about our project, not hard shilling or anything, but just
Yeah,
just talking about the project and building our Twitter presence, and just kind of going from there. We started doing giveaways and stuff like that, and it just, I mean, there were moments, weeks that kind of we stalled out, but then there was just this huge rush, and ever since then, it's just been like nonstop.
think I think excuse me, a big change that happened too was when we all came together as a team thinking ahead and said, you know what, we needed to start adding different roles within the Discord, so that gives people sort of, it's almost like having that carrot dangling, and so you're giving someone something to chase. And so you get to level 20, you're going to get to elite goal, you get to a level 50, you're going to get to mythical, and those different roles will also allow you a different amount of mints come whitelist. So you give people a reason to hang around and to engage, and they begin to engage with each other, and that's how that community gets built, because everyone needs to have something to talk about. You can't just keep typing wag me all the time.
Yeah, 100%. And just to add to that, like, I think our community is so solid. I know it's kind of blown up lately and there's a lot of people in there, but our first, couple months, we just like have met so many great people that have stuck around throughout this time and have learned so much about the project that they're able to speak on it themselves whenever other people come in asking questions and we're not around. They step up and just throw down that information and just help all the new people that come in, and it's just an awesome community. Couldn't be more proud of it.
yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm quite the fan of a slightly slower start myself, just simply because that allows the core group of members to really get to know each other and get to bond and learn how each other's operates and what each other likes and everything like that. And it gives you a good core to then spread out and support each other as you
Yeah, absolutely.
as the waves of people start coming in.
Absolutely. I've made some really good friends throughout my Discord grinding, as people like to call it. And I've made some good networks where people introduce me to good projects, and I'm able to introduce them to good projects. So yeah, I really enjoy a good community. I think it's beneficial to not just the project itself, but to the individual members and future projects.
So, what kind of activities do you do with the community at the minute? Because obviously, the everything after the mint's after the mint. But do you run like weekly games or poker nights or smash carts or
Yeah, we definitely do stuff weekly. And the one you just mentioned there, Smash Carts, I just learned about that yesterday, and I'm like, man, where has this been all this time?
We
I
need
love
to
this,
add that.
man.
We need to add that.
I love a game like Smash Carts. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we currently run a lottery every week. We run poker every week. Uh, right now, just kind of random giveaways, whitelists giveaways. Like, I kind of have one where, hey, if you change your profile picture to a goal and you're active, you have a random chance, if like I'm around or if any of the admin are around and they want to give that person whitelist, boom, just give it to that person. So we like to make several different opportunities for people to earn the whitelist. We do Gartic, we do a number guessing game, and then kind of did one not too long ago. It was really random. I just called it random game, where I would ask people to do certain things like write down a number on a piece of paper and take a picture of it, and the first person to upload it, gets a point and stuff like that. So
That's cool. So let's see that I had something straight in my mind there, and it just went straight out again. Um, but yeah, where was I going with it?
yeah, I know it's late for you. I appreciate you
Yeah,
doing this.
I do apologise. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
are
I'm
you in the UK?
yeah, I'm not too far
Okay.
from London, so
Yeah, okay, yeah. So you're 5 hours ahead of me. Yeah, I'm in Toronto, Canada.
oh, okay. Toronto's on West Coast.
No, it's on the well, it's Eastern Canada, but yeah, it's not quite the East Coast though. It's close to New York.
Oh, okay. I'm hopefully well, not hopefully. I will be moving over to Maine at some point early next year, so
Oh, nice.
we'll be a little
Yeah,
bit closer.
that's great. It's a really nice area if you like nature and just a little bit more rural areas.
Yeah, I say. Well, I plan to be able to throw a stone from my front door and hit Canada and start a war. Well, actually, what will happen is I'll throw a stone, hit Canada, and then Canada will apologise. But.
Yeah, exactly. Well, this is a trucker.
So yeah, that was where I was going. How many whitelist spots do you intend to give out, and is there a chance that the public mint doesn't happen?
We have a capped whitelist at 2,000. We have capped elite at 200, which the elite is full. The mythical is capped at 20, which is also full. I think we're at about 1,500 out of 2,000 whitelist spots
Wow,
available. Um, and there's still opportunity to get the whitelist. So,
that's cool.
and I was thinking about maybe even giving some out tonight on the AMA.
Well, I don't think anyone will complain. I've certainly had a few people popping into chat, sort of like today, saying I don't see my name on the winners list. So where is it? You've made a mistake.
That's
One thing too is we have paid attention to the numbers in regard to like leaving enough meat on the bone for public because we do want obviously the public to be involved and people who maybe didn't get in early enough. And also you want to have a healthy wallet distribution. I feel that's good for most projects.
Yeah, for sure. So is it
100%.
like one mint per person for the whitelist? Is it or?
So we had just announced today. Initially, everyone thought it was going to be that, but we've held the secret for so long until today, and we changed it. The whitelist can now mint 2, elites will be able to mint 3, and the mythicals will now be able to mint 5.
Oh wow, okay. So yeah,
So,
that might not leave that many for left for the public then, really.
so it'll be 2,940 for the public.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, because I mean there was a mint either yesterday or the day before where the whitelist sold like 90% of the mint, and then literally the entire public mint was absolute mayhem, and pretty much no one was able to mint as a result.
Yeah, no, yeah, I think you've got to leave at least something, some number, give or take, around 50%, like at least close to it, just to give people, as I've said before, enough meat on the bone to go after and add to the wallets that are holders.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like there's nothing. It's not a nice feeling, turning up and sending your ADA just to realise that you never really had a chance in the first place.
Yeah, exactly. Well, even the people who have chances, I mean, like as a moderator for many discords, man, the amount of people who have said to me, "Oh, it took my ADA. Am I going to get the mint?" And I say, at the end of the day, I don't know. That's up to whoever it was that was using, NFT Maker or whatever it was. It's up to them, and you're either going to get a refund or an NFT, and they are not happy to hear that they might just get a refund.
Yeah, there's been some highly contested mints recently with some people getting rather upset when they realised that the person that sent half of them got it and they didn't.
Yes, I know. Yeah, it's all about timing, really. Isn't that all? Isn't that what life is all about, though?
Yeah. So, do you have your own minting solution, or are you using NFT Maker Pro, or how's all that side of it working?
Yeah, we're going to be using the famous NFT. No, I'm just kidding. We're not using anything. We're going to be using Mint City, which is a group that works with several different projects. They've had about 6 or 7 mints under their belt. Um, they've worked with IOG, and I've confirmed that through references and speaking with IOG directly. Um, and we have the utmost confidence in their abilities to do the mint, and as they've had flawless mints so far. So we're really excited about that. That it's just going to be a nice, smooth mint and not have to worry about any sort of issues.
Well, we will keep our fingers crossed for you, that's for sure.
Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah, there have been
I,
some
I
tough
was
ones as of late.
yeah I was knocking on wood as I said all that. By the way.
yeah, I mean, the project that got me into Cardano was Cardano's, and we did our Cardano's mint, which went well, nicely, everything like that. Did Sea Dinos, went very well. Sorry, Sky Dinos, and then Sea Dinos happened, and this was back in September. I think it was like beginning of September, and literally our minting server just started getting hit by 500,000 hits a second.
Oh,
And there's just
that's
nothing you can do about that. Just
yeah,
absolutely nothing. I mean, Visa does what, 50,000 a second?
yeah. That is.
So
So
yeah,
that was a DDoS attack, like on you guys.
it was trainer bots. Like
Oh
everyone was
god.
getting out the trainer bots and hitting us left, right, and centre with them. But yeah, it took us 3 goes to be able to get them out, and we literally just ended up just dropping the address in Discord. It's the
Right.
only way we could get them out. But yeah, there's when the hype's real, it does weird things to people.
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't expect any issues, and I'm pretty sure if there is going to be any issues, they would be solved very quickly with this team. So we're really excited about it.
Cool. Sorry. So yeah, just wanted to make sure everybody knows. If anyone has any questions they'd like to ask, just put them into the tools NFT chat, and I'll make sure they get asked. And yeah, there's people saying they want the whitelist.
Is that in just the
Oh,
general chat
Yes,
we're
yeah,
looking? Okay.
yeah.
well, let's not even count our DMs here because that's a daily occurrence. People beg me for whitelist all the time.
Yeah, I
We
mean, if,
want the
if if they're
whitelist.
coming to me to beg for the whitelist, I dare to think what they're doing to you guys.
Well, and people, everybody will come to you with a sob story. Trust me, I've heard every different version of every different sob story there is, and it's like, well, I mean, if I did that, if I believed everyone who came to me with a sob story, I mean, the whitelist would have been filled, a month ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, no kidding.
And let's face it, a lot of those people just want to flip anyway.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Most of them are not even being genuine. They just want to not have to put in the work and engage with the community.
Yeah. So I do see one question that I've not asked yet, which yeah, but how much is the mint?
$100 million. Now, we haven't announced it. We do have a date that we've announced when we're going to be doing that. Um, but I mean, I like to tell people just use your best judgment. Like, look at our project. What would you value it at? And then just start preparing that way.
Yeah,
Ah,
just
okay.
compare some of the mints you've seen as recent too, and I'm sure you can sort of gauge where it's going to go. People also have to understand that mint prices also include the value of ADA around that time because these guys have budgeted a certain amount of money to be in the treasury in order to be able to accomplish some of the goals that they want to do. And so, no matter where we vote, they're going to be capable of doing that. So, if ADA were to be 40 cents versus if it were to be $1.50, well, that is going to influence the mint price.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of volatility in the market going on at the minute, so I'm sure that's going to
Precisely.
change things up and down a bit.
Yep.
So, if you were to go down the real estate route, um, how would that work as far as deciding on what property you want to buy? Is that a process that you've thought about too much, or
Yeah, absolutely. We've been thinking, should we do like land purchase and build? Should we do an Airbnb? Should we do a home and flip? There's been several different ideas that we've had. Um, but as far as the location, I think we initially would like it to be like near a beach to kind of fit the project's vision of just kind of having that beachside seagull vibe. So yeah, that's kind of where we were thinking about heading towards.
yeah? I mean, I was thinking more sort of like, is it going to be in your local area, so you're able to manage the property, for instance, or are you going to be looking, a bit more worldwide, where real estate values might not be quite as high as they are in, like, say the States or the UK, for instance.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. California, California beach property is extremely expensive.
Yep.
So judging, if you know how to add and subtract and you multiply, how much ADA we would get from this mint, I don't think a California beachfront property is possible. So we would have to explore those options more deeply. Or else we'll be having to go a little bit more inland, which isn't a bad idea either, depending on what we want to do. If we're trying to just flip it, or if we want to Airbnb it in a nice area where there's, some sort of attractions local that people would want to frequent the area and rent out the Airbnb, then, that's an option we can go down.
Yeah, because I mean, I was looking at the website, and I think I saw something about if you ended up selling for like 140 ADA, then you'd have just under 1.1 million. And I was like, well, I doubt that could buy many beachfront properties around many places in the UK, let alone anywhere else.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah. It would be
And
ideal, but it's obviously, with the market, the real estate market it's at, and where Ada's at, it's just it's a stretch.
so, um, moving away from the property thing, you've said, you've mentioned DeFi a couple of times, but that's kind of an all-encompassing phrase. What what part of the DeFi area would you be most confident in entering?
Right. To be honest, that proposal is still being worked on by Marcus, so I don't want to speak on it too much and, say something that may be incorrect. Um, so I might have to avoid that question for now.
Fair enough.
He has spoken though, he does have a lot or has quite a bit of experience in real estate. So, and that seems to be honestly the more popular direction from what I've gauged from the community, right? I thought that would be a hesitation personally for people, but it seems to be what people seem, it makes sense. It's because it's, NFTs are sometimes hard to wrap your head around, but these real world assets, these real world investments still make sense to everybody. So when you're able to try to incorporate these two things, one new kind of interesting asset with, an old world tried and tested asset, well, then, it's something that people are enthusiastic about.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely an interesting thing because, crypto itself is quite volatile and there's a lot of risk and everything like that, whereas property is generally seen as lower risk. Though with the bubbles going on, I don't know how much longer that's going to last, but
Buddy, especially if you live in Canada, we probably have the most inflated real estate on the entire planet. It's gotten out of control, really.
yeah, I mean, it's pretty rough here. But I mean, it's an interesting thing to buy crypto to then move up another level to buy NFTs, but then to turn around and put that into real estate. It's kind of trying to work out whether it increases the risk or decreases the risk.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah. I know what you're saying.
it's kind of interesting though because
In
the
some ways, it kind of balances the risk and
yeah.
hedges the risk because if one's going down, one's going to be a little more steady. That can sort of help you weather storms a little bit better, perhaps theoretically, at least.
Yeah, I mean it's almost like a deleveraging in to a certain extent in the fact that the income that you're going to be getting is going to be in what dollars, which then obviously is going to have to be converted back into ADA. But the $1,000 might be 3,000 ADA
Again,
now, but it could be 5,000 ADA tomorrow, or it could be 1,000.
I don't want to like as Johnny said. There's certain things that Marcus is working on as sort of like the original founder. So I don't want to speak over speak on something, but he has spoken in ways where you can lend against it. And he's sort of, I guess, spoken to people or consulted with people where he's figured out a way that that's possible, and there would be it wouldn't be a taxable event. But yeah, there of course with every new venture you try and every new kind of way of investing, there's always going to be a bit of hurdles. There's always going to be sort of red tape that can make things a little rugged at times. But these guys have done some of their research and consulted with lawyers and people in real estate, and so I think they're at least prepared just to really start going in that direction.
Yeah, because I mean, obviously, there's certain risks. I mean, I know that the legal framework is just starting to be worked on by the government at the minute, but there are certain risks of turning the NFT into a security.
Yeah, so Marcus and Johnny were in a space that I help with and help organize for. And so in that conversation, Johnny or Marcus did say that he worked alongside some lawyers that have worked or in some part were working with the USDT case Tether in this
Okay.
SEC. So they're very familiar with how the government is viewing it and probably, how it's going to try to frame the adoption of this kind of technology. So, they've got some people that are very competent in the field and have been involved with it for quite some time.
That's cool. I mean, I remember it's not something I've seen so much recently, but I remember with some of the large events like Pavia, for instance, US and UK people were told not to purchase and were in fact blocked by IP to stop us from purchasing. So, I mean, a good question, I guess, would be: is there any parts of the world where you'd recommend people not to purchase because of regulatory concerns, or?
I mean, that is a great question. I don't have the answer to that. I would assume that everyone, could participate in this, but maybe we do need to look at the other countries' regulations and whatnot as well of our holders.
And
Yeah.
I think, Pavia had the same kind of issue where they kind of had to just put a disclaimer. People will just sort of have to do their due diligence and realize whether or not they can participate, right? I mean, a lot of ICOs used to do the exact same thing. I mean, it's unfortunate, but we cannot study the law of real estate and taxes of every nation that is potentially
Yeah.
going to be able to invest in this project.
See, yeah,
Yeah,
because I mean that was part of the thing, was the fact that it wouldn't be bad for me to purchase, one of these things, but it would leave the vendors open to the legal liability as opposed to the purchaser.
yeah, that's very interesting. I mean, I definitely would have to look into that deeper.
And this is a new space, right? Where every like there's again referring to that space. A person I know who created Bitfins, another CNFT project, who said like, honestly, if the SEC really wants to crack down crazy on every project, he's like, there's almost no project that might be able to survive a really tight scrutiny. I don't believe that will happen though in the future, because I think adoption for them is better than just completely hammering these industries out. But yeah, so there's going to be, as we move forward, every kind of project, every kind of coin, and whatever other technologies come out of this blockchain concepts, they'll have to evolve with the governing of whatever countries they are existent in.
Yeah, I mean it's certainly going to be a rough ride at some points, whatever happens anyway.
And for different projects and for different reasons, right? You might be based out of the UK, you might be based in some island in the Pacific Ocean. It's that's everyone's
Yeah.
going to have to figure that out.
Sorry. Some other questions coming through. Are you planning any collaborations with other blue chip projects or any other projects at all? I guess.
Absolutely, we've reached out to several, and as they come, we've done whitelists for certain blue chips, their members and whatnot. But we're definitely open for collaboration because we want this space to grow like
Yeah.
immensely.
How many one of ones is another question.
Do I want to give that information away?
At least one.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, at least one, at least 10, at
Okay.
least.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
they've
all
got
I
a
could say.
lot of different attributes, man. That's a lot compared to some of the projects I've seen, and I think more and more projects are starting to do that because they realize, like, as much as there's going to be more common ones, quote unquote, you still want to have some level of rarity to it, almost feeling like it's a real one of one. I've seen some NFT projects that have twins, and that can be kind of disappointing for some members.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you going to have like item sets at all? So it might be like a pirate hat and a parrot on the shoulder and a skull and crossbones in the background or something as being a complete set, or is it going to be working slightly? Whereas the one of ones are just one of ones, and then the rest of the items are the rest of the items.
Um, I'm trying to think about how to answer this without giving away too much here.
You see, I had
Well,
this
we
problem with the Ape Society, is that I kept asking questions that are like, we don't
yeah,
really want to answer that.
they're a hard team to get answers out of. Trust me, we've all been harassing them for months to get any answer out of them. But we do have colonies, we do have of names, so it's we will have certain rarities, and yeah, so it's something close to what you'd expect at least.
Yeah, I think we covered the when are you planning to announce the mint price? Is there a backup plan if the mint machine gets congested? Um, I'm guessing that's other people's job at this point.
Yeah, I mean they're gonna be on on deck, so they're gonna be here. They're gonna be, you know, on board. They pretty much assured me that I have nothing to worry about, and that's good enough for me considering I've harassed them several times about that. So
um, just trying to make sure I've not missed any questions here. Um, I'd like to know Johnny and Gully's favourite skin/feather colour. We've seen a few sneak peeks, but it'd be cool to know if there's anything we haven't seen yet.
hmm.
Well, I'm guessing there's
We've
plenty that hasn't been
definitely,
seen yet.
yeah, we've definitely not seen my favorite. So
I
I
I'm
mean,
not totally deep into the team, so I can't see every thing that's behind the scenes. So I know what they know, and that Rastafarian seagull seems to be very popular, and it is really cool. So I definitely like that one a lot. I also like the king a lot. So I mean, from what I know and what I've seen, that's so far what I like. But I can't wait to see the rest of the collection.
maybe I'll post one in the chat. Hold on a second here.
Oh, this will get people going.
Oh wow, you got an exclusive on your show, brother.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
See, this is why I asked you several times. Do you want to be able to share your screen or not?
Well, then I may have showing way too much on accident.
I'm sure I have.
See, now we get the the anticipation.
Yeah, give me a second here. Sorry, it's gonna take a minute.
So while you're doing that, I did again notice on the website that once Seagulls is out the way and things are moving along, you've got some thoughts about future mints. Are they going to be? Well, I'm guessing they're not going to be Seagulls, but have you got any ideas about the kind of direction those future mints might take?
Yeah, I mean we do have stuff in the works. Our artist is still working on the stuff that we are planning on doing. Um, there will be. I just don't want to give out like that information yet, but there will be.
Cool. Is it something that you expect to be, in 6 months' time, or in 3 months' time, or in a year's time?
We have not discussed a date on that, but it would be ready soon enough to do within 3 months for sure.
Okay. And just as I should have probably put this question with the how much is the mint, but royalties.
Yes, royalties.
Yes. So like
75% of that would be going to the treasury, then 25% to team.
and what level the royalty is going to be? Is it like 5% or?
Oh, for JPEG, um, I believe it's 5. I don't want to quote me on that. Might have to talk to Marcus, but I'm almost positive it's 5.
Fair. Have to admit, it does make me cringe a little bit when I see 10%. So yeah, I think SE's waiting for the new PFP.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to find like, yeah, give me a second. Sorry, there's just so many.
He doesn't want to give away too good of an exclusive.
Yeah, Marcus might get
Yeah,
might kill
yeah,
me.
can't get too crazy here.
Lots of people typing.
All right, you guys just can't tell Marcus, okay?
So yeah, when I upload this on YouTube when I wake up in the morning.
Yeah, we got some same in this one, but it really touches on the feathers.
Ooh, right. I'm gonna have to throw this into. Oh wow. Yeah, I thought now that's a dude.
Yeah,
That is absolutely amazing. I do love that detail as well. I'm zooming in on like the badges slash ribbons and everything on the uniform, and yeah, that's really nicely done.
yeah.
What or what chat are we in? Because I want to be a part of this too.
This NFT chat.
Okay.
When you
Wow.
look closely at the neck, you can kind of see something there too.
Oh, even the skull and the hat.
Yeah, it's quite the quite impressive, I have to say.
Yeah, no, I mean this there's a lot of different approaches, and this kind of has that graffiti sort of airbrush feel to it, as far as I'm like, the not just this one, but all of them. This artist really is his art punches you in the face almost. These colors are very bright, they're very bright, vibrant, they're defined, each attribute, each line. It's incredible artwork.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like looking at the mustache and the beard and everything, like the detail involved in that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And just like
Like,
the different, the light, the highlights, the darks, everything about it. It's all that graffiti is, man. It's all drastic. It's all in your face.
so yeah, it's already at least one person's new PFP now.
Yeah, changing it to your profile pic can get you whitelist currently.
Oh,
Oh,
hello, hello.
oh, oh. See, I might have to even consider doing that myself and see if it works. You never know. So that's actually an interesting one to bring up. Was how did you decide on the mint date?
We actually postponed our mint date a month out. We were initially looking at doing it in April, uh, but we realized with that time frame and the art and then all the proposals that it just wouldn't be a good idea to do it and just feel rushed and put something out that we're not, you know, super excited about. So I think pushing it out a month was the greatest thing we did for our project because it allowed us a little more flexibility and wiggle room to make corrections. And yeah, that's how we got to this mint date.
Okay, yeah, because I mean it's very important to be able to release it fully polished. I think.
Absolutely.
And say there is actually another mint on that day, which is looking like it's going to be quite busy. So it's going to be quite the day for Cardano, that one, I think.
Yeah, is it the mutant?
Adenauts.
Oh man, so there's gonna be another one. Okay.
Yeah, it's another one that's been coming a while. So,
Well,
but yeah, you're not. I don't think you're at the same time, at least. So it could
yeah.
be worse.
Well, are you talking about our whitelist day or public?
Public, I think.
Okay. Well, hopefully, with the amount we have left there, it doesn't get too crazy and people get their stuff quick.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure that both teams are solid AF at this point. So if there's two teams that can do it, it's you guys and those guys.
It's awesome.
I was just checking for any new questions anyone wants to ask. I'm not firing all cylinders tonight, so feel free to scream and shout if I've missed a question that you'd like asked. Amy is typing. Any whitelist today? All about the whitelist.
Yeah,
Of
exactly.
course. Yeah. We'll definitely do whitelist. I think once we conclude, I'll definitely hand some out to people who have been, active in this space so far.
Yeah, I mean it's you have brought a nice little crowd over. It has to be said.
Awesome. Yeah, I don't even know how many people are here, but I'm sure it's, we're super thankful for people who have showed up and really appreciate it.
34. We've got about 40 here at the minute.
Oh, that's great.
Probably the second highest amount we've had for an AMA on the server yet, actually.
Oh,
Who was
wow.
the highest?
Ape Society.
I thought that was going to be the answer, to be honest. But
Oh, I'm not
Yeah,
surprised.
yeah,
yeah,
that was pretty mental, that one. But yeah, so it's something we're trying to build a little community hub here and allow people a central place to talk about all the different projects and generally meet up and make a nice little melting pot where everyone can interact and learn from each other and have some fun, really.
Yeah, it's great. That's great for the space. I love the ideas, you know. So I'm glad we actually got to come on. So because we've been really busy.
Yeah, I mean, it took us, between time off and you guys being busy and everything like that. So, but yeah, I'm very glad that we were able to get you in before the mint.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
CNFT Tools has been just amazing so far. So shout out to you guys. You guys have been awesome.
Yeah, well, I can't take any credit for the hard work, but yeah, the both Brad and PRZ have done amazing stuff, and there's some really big upgrades that are coming soon that are currently in beta testing, which I'm under strict instructions that I'm not allowed to say anything about.
Oh, but
But
we're having an AMA. It's your turn to spill the beans.
well, we're there'll be some things coming to help people easier value their NFT collection.
I
So
love it.
yeah, like there's a lot of improvements coming in different parts. Um, but yeah, there's a lot of work on the coming at the minute on the data side of things.
Yeah, Brad's done a great job with helping us out with bots and stuff. We have, specific things that we need for our project, and he's been very accommodating and quick to get those things done for us. So really appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I've never met a guy that sleeps as little as Brad. I honestly doesn't know how he do. I don't know how he does it. Like he'll say good night at midnight 1 o'clock, And then 3 o'clock in the morning, somebody randomly asks a question, and I'm just about to start replying, and then he's like, "Yeah, replied, straight done, dusted." And then he gets up 3 hours later and says, "Good morning." It's like, I don't know how he does it.
Yeah, the life of a programmer, I guess.
But yeah, it's definitely a fun challenge.
I need my beauty sleep personally.
Oh, me too. Like, really, me too. I need my 8 hours. I might not sleep for 8 hours, but I'm damn well not getting out of bed until I've been in bed for 8 hours.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I thank you for letting us know what a fun AMA it was. Wasn't quite aware that it was over yet, Clay, but thank you.
Did someone end it for us? Is this,
Yeah. Clay's
Yeah,
like
so
that. You
there,
guys
he's
are
calling it.
genuine. Was a fun AMA. Like, oh, thank you. I
Yeah,
think,
Oh, all
like,
right.
he spelled it.
That's a great segue to, I guess, whitelisting now. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. That's what they're really saying. Yeah, it's been great, guys.
Yeah,
Anyways, so give us a
yeah,
little giveaway.
yeah. Whitelist, so I can get to bed myself.
exactly. Yeah. I think it's good. I'm good to call this and appreciate your time.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'd actually be happy to carry on, but yeah, it's probably a fairly decent time to wrap it up.
Yeah, I think an hour is good. You've been up late, so
Yeah,
I'm
I'll send you the
satisfied.
bill. I'll send you that bill for the Red Bull.
Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
exactly.
Invoice
And
it.
do me a favour, slap the guy that was supposed to be here and that wasn't, because when you said to me 5 hours ago, "Oh well, he's not turning up. We could do it now if you like." Like,
No, he wanted to be here. I know he really did. I think he's hiking today, so I think he got caught up in the mountain and was like, I'm not gonna make it. So
that's fair enough.
There's no Wi-Fi up in those mountains, man.
yeah, unfortunately.
Well, once all this starts off properly, then it's not like there'll be much chance for going on extended trips out anyway. So I hope he's enjoying it while he can.
True.
So, how would you like to do this whitelist giveaway?
Let me see here. I'm gonna just start off with pretty much the guys who changed their profile pic. They're good. So
So that's
Oh, I
Fuller,
cannot wait to
Emmy,
see these
like
light up
everyone, like
now.
they're all changing now. Look.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're gonna light up. My
uh,
Right.
phone
Well, I
is about
saw
to
Fuller,
explode.
Emmy, and Clay
yeah, the
immediately.
ones that are in chat. Like if you're changing it right now and gonna send a message, nah. I already got a screen grab of them. So
Nice.
and then pretty much anyone who's asked a question, I'm gonna give it to them as well. So
Cool.
anyone who's asked a question.
So yeah,
Wow.
we can go back through them in a minute if you like.
Now,
Yeah.
well, now your questions are gonna be literally in your chat as
No.
well. It's just gonna be a bunch of question marks. I'm not even gonna ask questions.
Wag me question mark. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
How many 101? Yeah, if you ask the question that's been already asked at least once before, then you forfeit any whitelist roles you already
Yeah,
have.
you're fired. Yeah, you're out.
Cool. Well, I appreciate it, and I'll message those individuals about the whitelist. So
Superb. Well, no doubt I'll probably see you around, but I wish you the best of luck for your mint next week. And I may or may not sneak in myself yet. I've got to see how my bag's looking.
of course, and appreciate it. Thank you so much for the support.
And yes, thank you to everyone that's turned up to ask questions and to listen in and to hopefully enjoy the evening with us. Very much appreciate having you all here, and we look forward to seeing you again at some point soon for maybe another AMA.
Yeah,
Sounds
thanks
great.
very
Thank
much.
you, everyone.